Hi, this is your favorite dean, the kinder, the gentler, the more compassionate Pat Fontenot. And first of all, I want to thank all of you for helping me with this year's workforce program assessments. And if you recall, a month or so ago, I suggested at one of the academic success leadership team meetings that you be part of the college review committee so you can have an idea how we do things in workforce as to assessment. In workforce, we take a three-tier approach to our assessments. Tier 1 review is handled by Rita Perez, and she is the programs development and performance person. She's responsible for that Tier 1 assessment. Rita will collect all the data and assess each program accordingly. Once she is done, I, as the dean, will take care of the Tier 2 review. I look at Rita's assessment to ensure she didn't miss anything, and will provide my comments that are normally a little more critical than what Rita provides for each assessment. Once I am done with my review, that's when I call in the college review committee for the Tier 3 review. You will see shortly that the review of your assigned programs will not take that much of your time. I will be providing you with more documentation than you really need, but it gives you an opportunity to look at the history of each program if you choose to do so. The documentation that I'll be providing you will include the program assessment report card. This is the document that you'll accomplish your review on. As part of this document, I included a weave report that provides you with the findings from 2 cycles. I also include the program coordinator's SLO assessments as part of that document. And if there are any open action plans, they are included. Or if there are new action plans that were generated because of missed targets, I've also included those. You're provided with our programs review process. This process is going to be reviewed after this cycle to see how we can improve on it. We are always looking at process improvement. I'm never satisfied with how we do things. Finally, I provide you with all the data that is maintained and collected on each of the programs. Again, providing you some history if you choose to look at it. Now what I'd like to do is share my desktop with you so I can step you through the documents that I'll be providing and show you exactly what you will need to do for me as part of your review of our programs. The first document I'm showing you here is our workforce programs review process. It pretty much takes you through how we accomplish these reviews and the data collection throughout the year. If you scroll to the end of the document, which is probably the most important part of our process, and this is our programs review actions rubric. It dictates to the reviewer when an action plan should be initiated, or if a specific missed target needs to be monitored an additional cycle before we initiate an action plan. We'll be modifying this rubric at cycles in to have action plans actually generated a little earlier as opposed to skipping a couple of cycles if the target is continually missed. Next, it's our data that we collect and maintain on all of our programs. This document will provide you with much of the data that you need for your review. Here you're looking at the community education programs and ESL data, and you'll see that there's not much history here since both programs are being brought under the workforce review process cycle for the first time this year. Now we'll scroll down and you'll see data for success retention in milestone courses as designated in the advising guide for each program. You are also provided with the success retention data for all the technical courses in each program. And you'll have a history of workforce programs data. Let me move through that. For example, workforce program majors, program completers, and employment data. Finally, the last bit of data, and this is kind of interesting because it gives you a snapshot of how the programs have performed in 4 cycles. And you can look at it. These are all the measurements, and if they met their targets or they did not meet their targets. This is probably the best data for you to look at, since past review teams recommended that we provide this picture each review cycle for them to take a look at. Finally, let's take a look at the program assessment report card. Before I go through the report card, let me show you the information from the Weave report generated for each program, which includes findings for 2 cycles. Let me scroll down here. This is data that's pulled directly from Weave, and again, it shows you the findings for 2 cycles in case you're interested. Then if I scroll down further, the SLO assessments are included. These are the assessments by each program coordinator. At the end of the report card would be any open action plans for you to review. Now let me go to the beginning. Again, this report card is where you'll be doing all your work. Once Rita has completed her review, she moves it to me, and I will review the program, checking if there may be a red flag that Rita might have missed. For example, you'll see the SLOs she looked at, the majors, the graduates, job placement, success retention, and she'll reviewed by Rita Perez. And here's my review. Again, I provide comments after I've reviewed each SLO if comments are warranted, and then I'll summarize my comments in the Dean's review summary here. And again, sometimes I'm just a little bit more critical than Rita, and I'm a little tougher than she is. She's just too nice. And then this is the portion of the report card that you will take care of. This next section is where you complete all your work. This document is a form, so you're completing the shaded area in the form. You will type in your full name here in the reviewed by box. Then by placing an X in the measurement, it tells me that you've reviewed and made comments, if you wish, in the comments box. Again, once you've done the review of the measurements, then in this box here, you can summarize all your comments, make recommendations, whatever you feel like putting in the comments, if you have comments. What I'll do is, and let me go back a step. As you do your review, if you have any questions, you can either email me or call me, and I'll answer your questions for you. At the end, again, you put you can summarize your comments or your review if you like. Place a date here and save the document. Go ahead and save the document, because you'll be returning to me this completed document. And you only need to return the report card to me, nothing else. I will take all the program reviews, and then I'll do a final summary of all reviews and a final report that'll go to Amy and Dr. Baser and the IE team, or the IE team. And again, as you go through this, it's pretty simple. You can dig as deep as you want, and it's really up to you. To do the review probably won't take more than 15 minutes. Again, appreciate it. Thanks very much, guys.